This was me, at 4 o'clock in the morning. Aw, look at how happy I am. Yeah, well, that's all about to change. You know, a lot of crazy things happen to people every single day, but you never really expect them to happen to you. Well, until they do. Whew, man. Still creepy to even think about. Oh, that? Yeah, that actually happened. It was a night like any other. I woke up at 4, used the restroom, and went back to bed. But then it got weird. I woke up and every muscle in my body was shaking. I wasn't cold, I wasn't scared, but I was shaking. And you know that noise you hear when you yawn? The rumbling in your ears? Yeah, I was hearing that non-stop, and it was loud. I opened my eyes, confused, but not scared. I looked around, saw nothing, and closed them. I was so tense. Then I saw something. My eyes were closed, but I was so wholeheartedly convinced there was someone, or something, sitting at my bedside. I could see it. With my closed eyes, I could see the figure. I was terrified, and tried to stay as still as possible, but that's kind of hard. I was kind of shaken a little bit. Then I saw its hand. It was reaching over, moving towards my face. It was gonna grab my face. It wanted to grab my face. It was, an unreal experience. It was so vivid. This was quite possibly the most intensely afraid I've ever been. Now, let me preface, I'm not a little kid anymore. I'm not afraid of the monsters under my bed. I'm so confident, I leave my hand hanging off the edge of the bed, no problem. And if I ever think about something creepy happening, like feeling something hold my hand, I make a joke out of it. Like, man, you wanted to hold my hand and be cute and all you had to do was ask. But this was different. It was like I was being forced to be afraid of it. I was terrified beyond all comprehension. I couldn't rationalize. I was forced to be afraid of something I knew I wouldn't be afraid of. My body and mind weren't my own. It wasn't me. All I knew is I needed it to not go near me. If it touched me and I felt it, I would have screamed. It would have meant that it's real. I didn't want that to happen, so I tried to make a noise. I don't know why, but I was convinced if it knew I was alive, it would leave me alone. I was still in groggy sleep mode, so it was a little tricky to make a noise, but I did. A little ugh or a shoo to get it to go away. And it was gone. I was back. And my mind retreated back to sleep after a quick thought of, that was weird. That wasn't the end, though. It happened again, and again, and again. In the span of 20 minutes, it happened at least 7 more times, and each time it got more intense. Every time, I started shaking more. The noise in my ear got louder, and it got closer to reaching my face. And every single time, it was harder to make a noise, harder to get it to go away. Until the last time, I couldn't make a noise. It was getting closer. I was trying, and nothing. No screaming, no shouting, no whispering, nothing. So I started breathing. Faster and louder until I could hear it past the roaring in my ears. And everything disappeared. It worked. It was all in my head. I was the one who needed to hear the noise to make the monster go away. But it worked. And I went back to not giving a crap. I realized, though, if I wanted it to stop, I had to change something. So I flipped over onto my side, and that worked. I never saw it again. In the morning, I was confused. I wanted to chalk it up to a weird paranormal experience, but then I realized sleep paralysis exists and that it was a weird version of that. Although I broke some of the sleep paralysis rules there. I could talk. I think I could move. I didn't really want to. There was a thing next to me. But I was shaking, so does that count? Anywho, it was weird. But hey, hasn't happened since, so I'm not complaining. Anywho, that's all I got for now. See ya.